Mom? I took her aside, giving the neighbor she was talking to an apologetic smile. Where are Buster and Sarge? I didn't have a fence up outside yet. I was terrified she'd sent them out back, and they might be roaming the neighborhood looking for trouble. Natalia has them. I told her I was cleaning your house from top to bottom as a birthday surprise. She's coming back with them soon. Don't fret. That made me feel a little better, despite finding out my mother's lies in planning this party were a cavern I'd probably never see the bottom of. At least my dogs were in good hands. They were probably living it up at Natalia's house. Time for cake! My mom called out, rallying the group towards my kitchen, where a banner hung with the words, Forever 29. I bet my mom did a Google search for birthday banners, not realizing this one was for women who had long passed that age. Hilarious. When she wasn't driving me crazy, my mom was unintentionally hilarious. I wondered who had been roped into bringing the cake. Maybe my mom bought it for them and made them store it in their fridge along with a promise to come. It was probably better not to know. I forced myself to smile at the few stragglers still standing with me in the living room, but then I caught sight of the guy sitting casually in my armchair in the corner. I couldn't smile at that. At him. He was reading a manuscript on pink-scented paper, deeply engrossed, with an amused and slightly smug smile on his face. He looked up at me, and then turned the page. No shame whatsoever that he was a snoop. A smug snoop, and a bad neighbor, and a tree and grass killer. Oh, and probably a criminal who sold shady goods out of his house. I couldn't forget that little detail. The fact that I found him to be the handsomest guy I'd ever laid eyes on only made me more irritated. Who did he think he was, sitting there leafing through my stuff? Yeah, no more having an emergency key out. In fact, I should probably change my locks, just in case. "Hey, neighbor," he said when I marched over and held out my hand, palm up. "Reading time is over." He sighed and closed the pink manuscript before turning his beautiful blue-green eyes on me. They were like a sun-sparkled lakeshore. An evil lakeshore, I amended, probably one infested with piranhas. "Did you write this?" he asked, lifting it up to his nose to give the papers a sniff. "And is that cinnamon I detect?" "Potpourri, and no, I didn't write it." "What's potpourri?" "Let's just put it on the list of stuff that's not your concern." I wiggled the fingers of my outstretched hand, but as I expected, he didn't hand the manuscript back. He knew I wanted it, and that was reason enough to be a tease about it. I had just failed the most basic rule of power struggles. The most emotional person in the argument is always the loser. I took a deep breath. Sorry, it's just been a very long day, and now I have 20 strangers in my house. Not that you'd care. You have strangers in and out of your house all the time, am I right? "I'm Connor." He reached out his hand for me to shake, completely ignoring my little dig and also not returning the manuscript, which was tucked securely under his other arm. I frowned at his outstretched hand. "I'm not shaking your hand. You're leaving." I expected him to balk, but he stood and handed me the manuscript. "Happy birthday, Melissa. Sorry I offended you. This is actually pretty good. You should get it published." "I didn't write it. My granny wrote it. Sort of." "She sort of wrote it?" "No, she's sort of my granny. Never mind. Bye now." My heart gave a little squeeze as he walked past me, accepting my dismissal with no fight. I'd kind of liked our back and forth, but now that it was one-sided, I just felt mean. He'd complimented me and told me happy birthday, and I'd tossed him out. I didn't like being mean, even to a possible criminal. My bad day wasn't his fault. Mostly.